What's up, Unlocking Your Inner Strength listeners? How would you like to know the secret and effective, very powerful goal-setting method that I use that you can use week by week to move yourself down the field of success? Well, I have good news for you. I've put together a special report showing you exactly how to do this. Normally, it's $45, but since you're a loyal listener to the show, you can get it for only $10 at unlockingyourinnerstrength.com/time.
You're listening to The Inner Strength Show. If you want to step into your greatness, you've come to the right place. Here is your host, the human strength expert, Kyle Newell.
What's up, everybody? It's Kyle from Unlocking Your Inner Strength and Newell Strength. Once again, it is Halloween. If you're listening to this on a day that it drops, my national holiday. I love Halloween. I love this time of year. To me, there's something about, monsters and ghouls and just being scared. Today, what I'm going to go over is going to have to do with some Halloween stuff so you can understand my weirdness a little more. But I'm also going to give you some things for your mindset and one practice that you can do every week to constantly make forward progress. Allow me to start with a few stories, a few scary stories, if you will. When I was 8 years old, it was Halloween night. We'd gone trick-or-treating. We were still living with my grandparents in a small ranch house. So there were 6 of us, me and my 3 brothers, my parents, and my 2 grandparents. And that was in Bound Brook, New Jersey. So we'd gone trick-or-treating. We went back to my aunt's house who lived down the street, my great aunt. And on the TV, there happened to be A Nightmare on Elm Street. And for whatever reason, we were watching it. And I remember being so scared and just hooked into this movie that I couldn't sleep for a couple of days, I believe. But it was something with that movie and that experience that grabbed me and pulled me into Halloween, where I have a great affinity towards horror movies. As you know, when I write, a lot of times I have the Halloween theme song on in the background to the point where I don't even hear it, but it's just very calming to me. So I'm not sure if that's why this got wired into my brain, but Hebb's Law was at work. So Hebb's Law, something from Mind Map, is what gets fired together, gets wired together. So if you think of why your favorite song is your favorite song, it reminds you of something, some moment in time that was very special to you, and it instantly triggers all these cascade of hormones, feel-good hormones, and this flood of memories will come back. So for me, for Hebb's Law for Halloween, that night when I was 8 years old and I watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time, which is crazy, right? It got wired into my brain, this rush and this sense of being scared and always looking to be scared. So now when I watch horror movies, they don't scare me unless it's a really, really good one that kind of goes off script. But I love old horror movies. I love, not like the black and white ones, but Halloween, the original one. I love that. The original Friday the 13th, the first one to me was probably not the best one. So that gives you a little background with my being a fan of horror movies. Now we fast forward to high school, and then in college, I discovered Weird New Jersey. So Weird New Jersey was a underground publication of weird places, haunted places in New Jersey that were fun to explore. So I started finding these places with a buddy or two, and we would go visit them on the weekends. At one time, we were going to an orphanage, an abandoned orphanage. We found a back entrance. We went up the back entrance, and I remember there were 2 gargoyle-like statues. So we're kind of in the backwoods. We had parked on the road, walked through the woods, started going up. Now, the legend went that you would get a signal at some point on your path to turn around, a warning, if you will. Now, this is before cell phones. So for some of you listening, I know that's probably hard to believe or imagine life without a cell phone. We had beepers and pagers. I didn't have them. My buddies had one. So me and my buddy Mayhem, also known as the Duke, we're about halfway up this hill in the back. Can't quite see the orphanage yet. And his pager goes off. And he says, "Holy shit." I said, "What?" He said, "Look," and he showed me his pager, and it was the number 666. I said, "You're messing, man. You're messing around with me." And he goes, No. And we literally ran down the hill, got back in the car, and left. Now, a couple weeks later, one of my buddies, Shoddy, short for shotgun, told us that it was he that had paged us. Now, even if it was him, he didn't know where we were. He didn't. The timing was just too much of a coincidence. And that was the beginning of me falling in love with weird New Jersey stuff. Now I've gone around the state and looked at other various attractions, weird stuff. I haven't done it in a little while, just because it would probably be strange if I was getting caught with trespassing by the police going to visit weird New Jersey sites at this point in my life. And the last scary story I'm going to tell you before I get into the one practice that will change your life if you implement it, it's very simple, and a mindset piece for you, is that this wasn't Halloween, but we were fishing back on the canal. Me and my buddy, one of my buddies. This is probably during college. It was during the summertime. We'd go catfishing in the canal late at night, like, 10, 11, midnight. And the way the canal path works, we would park. We walked about 100 yards in. We'd set up with our chairs and just start catfishing. Now, the next entrance, if you kept going the way that we entered, was about 2 miles down. So we're sitting there this night fishing, and we hear something. We shine the flashlight to the right, which, again, the nearest entrance is about 2 miles down, and see this pale, pasty, old white guy wearing a guinea tee and white shorts, like the whitest person I've ever seen, in white hair. And we look at him. He freezes. We don't know what to say. He turns around and starts jogging back the other way. And this was about midnight. The nearest entrance was 2 miles. You can't see anything back there. And he was old. We still think it was some kind of ghost. It was freaky. My buddy was scared out of his mind. And of course, I had to go back the next couple nights by myself to fish, quote unquote, just to see what was really going on, but nothing else materialized. So I've had a lot of weird experiences with the ghosts and the supernatural. What's up, Unlocking Your Inner Strength listeners? How would you like to know the secret and effective, very powerful goal-setting method that I use that you can use week by week to move yourself down the field of success? Well, I have good news for you. I've put together a special report showing you exactly how to do this. Normally, it's $45, but since you're a loyal listener to the show, you can get it for only $10 at unlockingyourinnerstrength.com/time. And that's just a little bit of fun for you for Halloween, some of my weirdness. Now, I want to tell you something that is really scary. If you continue to go through life and you're not reaching your potential, if you're going to go through life and only scratch the surface of what you're capable of, and before you know it, you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, and you say, what if? What if I'd followed through with that? To me, the scariest thing is to be average and to not achieve your greatness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Comparison is the thief of happiness. Yet put yourself up against the gauge that you know in your heart that you can achieve in life. And if you're not on that path, you have to ask yourself why. Because that to me is a scary thought. The thought that I might leave a lot in my tank when my time is up. And you don't know when your time's going to be up. Stop waiting for the opportunity to be perfect. Stop waiting for the circumstances to all fall in line. Stop waiting for all this stuff. Life is about action, not waiting. You have to be patient. So the difference between waiting and being patient. Patient means you're still taking action. Maybe things haven't come to fruition yet, but you have to be patient to keep working on the plan and knowing that something will materialize. Waiting means you're sitting there waiting for the right circumstances, waiting for the right person, waiting for to save a certain amount of money in your bank account before you step away. Don't wait. Be an action taker. Now, with that said, the one practice that you can start implementing, if you look at Covey's Quadrants, so you had the 4 quadrants. Stephen Covey's now passed away, wrote some great books, but the quadrants were broken down into 4 areas. You had important down the left column, and I've talked about this before, and unimportant. And on the top, you had urgent and not urgent. Quadrant 2 was the stuff that was important but not urgent. Therefore, it was very easy to put off, but it was the most important quadrant. You should spend 90% of your time in that quadrant. And part of that quadrant is planning and preparation and relationships and taking time to create stuff and work on your self-improvement. But it's the planning and preparation that most people think is just not sexy enough to take the time to do. Planning and preparation is so big that you need to carve out time to just think and plan and prepare. So if you can implement either on Sunday nights or afternoon or early Monday morning, take 25 to 30 minutes and plan out your week in great detail. Know what you're going to do. Know what is the key 3 things that you're going to accomplish that week. 3 things, not 5,000. What are the relationships you're going to work on? When is your free time going to be that week? And get into the habit of doing this. Most people will just go into their day and their week and they have no sense of direction. So how are they going to achieve anything if they don't know what they're trying to hit? What is their target? And I promise you, if you start implementing this practice, you're going to start seeing rapid growth in yourself just because you're going to have clarity. Remember, the brain needs clarity. It's a pattern recognition machine, which means prediction and response. So that's what I got for you on Halloween. Hopefully you're going to do something fun tonight. Hopefully you're going to go either take your kids trick-or-treating or you're going to go to a Halloween party or maybe you already went to one or you're going to watch a horror movie on TV. Do something fun, though. This is a great time of year. And lastly, 2 things before I go. Please take time to leave a review on iTunes if you haven't already and share this show with somebody that can use it. Just share it with one person. That'll help me out a lot. Second thing, we're having about a week and a half, the F5 seminar at Newell Strength. It's free, but you have to apply for it, meaning you have to fill out an Eventbrite form to get your ticket. There's 60 seats, that's it. By the time you listen to this, there's probably going to be less than 10 left. It's going to be a 58-minute and 33-second seminar down to the dot. We'll have food and drinks there, appetizers and drinks. It's going to be a game changer. If you can implement the stuff I'm going to teach at this seminar, you're going to have the next best 12 months of your life. People pay me a lot of money to learn this stuff from me. And I'm putting it on for free because I know how important this is and how impactful it can be. That's November 10th at 7:30. I'll have a Facebook event page up by the time you listen to this where you can register or you can get on our email list and you'll be seeing the link in every email that comes out. That's all I got for you. I'll be back next week and happy Halloween. Peace.
You've been listening to The Inner Strength Show. If you enjoyed the show, remember to subscribe, rate, and review us in iTunes.